Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. Oh my, yay. As some people would say, we made it. It's a wonderful thing. Hope that everyone out there had a wonderful holiday season. Yes, and now it's back to work and back to doing all those wonderful things that we do each and every day. Welcome today to a brand new DSA GSL program called Living Your Best Life. It is a combination of Back to Basics, which would be in this time period on Mondays, as well as Healthy Living Life, which is on Fridays. So we decided we combine them together. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about the new year and what some people call New Year's resolutions. How many of you decide to do New Year's resolutions? I do. Well, not too often, but this time I'm going to do one. What are New Year's resolutions and why do people make them? Well, New Year's resolutions are things that we say we resolve, that we have decided that we are going to do because last year they didn't work out so well. So this year coming up, I'm going to do them a little bit better. That's the what they are. It's just like a statement. And the why? Because we didn't do so well last year. Some of us slept too late. Some of us stayed up too late. Some of us ate too much. Some of us didn't eat enough. Some of us didn't do the things that we knew we were supposed to do. So with the new year, we think of it as a blank calendar. And so we're going to try to do better this year than we did last year. So let's just talk about a few things about how you can make those wonderful New Year's resolutions actually mean something. And you know, another word for resolution can just be a good old-fashioned goal. What are we going to do better? My goal is to do, Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to say is when you make a goal or a New Year's resolution, first and foremost, make it specific. Make it specific. And what does that mean? Don't just say, I want to lose weight, or I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to read more books, or I'm going to get up early. Give a specific thing. For example, if you're talking about, hey, I think I want to read a little bit more this year. Say, my goal is to read 2 pages per day. Simple, huh? You could also say, if your goal is to lose weight, you could say, my goal is to lose 10 pounds. Okay? Simple as that. Or if you find yourself sleeping kind of in, like late till 11 and 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, I'm so sorry. You might want to say, instead of saying I'm not going to sleep so late, you might say, I'm going to get up by 8:30 every morning. Or I'm going to get up at 8:30 3 days out of the week. But be specific on the things that you want to do when you are making your goal. That way, it makes it a little bit easier to do. Next thing, number 2, I want to say is limit your goals. Oh my goodness, we can make a list of, 10 or 15 things we want to get to do this year. And believe you me, I could make that 20-piece list because everybody's got 20 things they might really want to get better. But what I would say is limit it to maybe 2 or 3. 2 or 3 big ones that you really want to work on, and then work on them. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to get up by 8:30 in the morning, 3 or 4 times a week. I want to get a job. Make it that simple. Now, those 3 are pretty good right there. And if you add more things on, maybe we don't get to them as often as we want to. So let's kind of limit them. Put a time limit on, like maybe say, I want to lose 10 pounds by July. Put a time stamp on it, because I know one good thing about me is if I put a time on it, then I'm thinking about it. So put a time stamp on it. I'm going to get up at 8:30 3 times per week, and I'm going to start it January the 9th, and we're going to look back at it in February the 15th. That's pretty good right there. Okay, so kind of time stamp it. Next thing I want to tell you to do is write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. Now, you might get you a nice little planner, or you might just take a nice piece of notebook paper out or an index card and write it down. Write it down. Again, write it down. Because there's something about that brain and that hand connection when you're writing something down. It makes it real. It makes it real for me. So write your New Year's goals down. Again, don't make it 45. Make it 2 or 3. Be specific and put your time stamp on it, because that's what you want to do. My next tip is small steps. As they say, baby steps. We didn't all start walking like we're walking now the first time we tried to walk. We have to take baby steps. So let's use the example of I want to get up at 8:30 every morning. Now, if you're getting up at, let's say you're getting up at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Well, my suggestion to you is, how about you set an alarm clock? And instead of 8:30 the first day, why don't you set it at maybe 9 o'clock? And throughout the months, set it back maybe 5 minutes each time, until you get to the time that you feel good about getting up a little bit earlier. So make baby steps. I want to lose 10 pounds. And who doesn't? Lord knows we all do. We got that COVID-10, right? Okay. So we want to lose 10 pounds. So what are we going to do? We're going to write out our plan, and then we're going to take baby steps. So instead of drinking a soda, we're going to drink sparkling water. So instead of eating potato chips, maybe we're going to get a different snack that's got a little chippy thing going on for us. We're going to watch our carbs. We're going to do some things, baby steps. So that's our tip. Take it a little bit at the time. Now, if you think about goals, you think about it like kind of like riding on a horse. I think about it like that, or they call it getting on the wagon. So you're getting in this wagon and you're riding on the horse, or whatever our metaphor is for this. And one day it doesn't all work out. So I've been doing well. I've been getting up, and I haven't made it to 8:30 yet, but guess what? I'm getting up at 9:15 every day, which is better than 11 o'clock. But then one day you slipped, and you slept all the way till 11 o'clock. Don't give up on your New Year's resolution just like that. We all fall off the wagon. Sometimes we fall off of our horse that we're riding. But what do they tell us? Pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and get right back in there. We all have failures from time to time. And when we have that little hiccup, and I'm not even going to call it a failure, I'm going to call it a hiccup. When we have that hiccup, how about this? We go drink water, get rid of the hiccup, and get on back into doing what we're doing. So if for chance, during your goal setting and during your goal seeking, you have a faux pas that it just doesn't work that day for whatever reason, don't say, I'm done. Just get on back in there. So, what's next, Miss Makini? Well, sometimes you just need a little help from a friend. I call it an accountability buddy. Other people call it other things. Tell somebody what your goal is. Tell your parents. Tell your friends. Tell your best buddy. Hey, get with your best buddy. Maybe you all can work it out together where you tell each other, hey, well, let's call each other a couple of times a week and see where we are on our New Year's goals. So get a friend. Get a buddy that can help you. Talk to your parents. Talk to your friends. Talk to anybody that'll listen to you about your goals. And I'm going to say one more thing. When you're writing it down, going back just a little bit, write them down and give them to somebody so that they can help hold you accountable. Because accountability is pretty much what it's all about. So discipline, being disciplined and getting it done and all of that, that's all a part of it. But really, it's just putting it up here, guys. Putting it up here, getting some friends together and saying, I'm going to do this. Will you help me? Keep me on track, New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals are fun. The statistics are that most people that make them don't make it until, March or April. But with these tips, we can make it a little bit longer, and hopefully you can make your goals. And as soon as you get one goal done, go on to that next goal. You can do this. New Year's goals are fun. New Year's resolutions can be exciting because they're new and they're fresh, and we're in a fresh new year. So let's just go back over them, a little bit of them, and talk about them before we sign off for today. First thing I was going to say is make your goal, but don't make it giant. What did we say? Make it specific. I want to lose weight. No, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Write it down. Details. Write down your goal. That's the best thing in the world to do. Write down your goal that you're going to do. Number 3, baby steps. Start out with your small steps. You can't lose 10 pounds today. I don't care what you do. You cannot do it. So you just start with baby steps. I'm going to cut out this. I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to exercise more. Whatever it is that you can do to start out that baby step that gets you to your goal. Little bit at a time, slowly and surely. They tell me you have to do something 21 days for it to become a habit, so let's get started. If you fall off the wagon, if you have something happens and you can't keep going, don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Change is a process, and sometimes we fall off, but we have to get up. What did I say to do? Get a friend. Talk to your friend. Say, hey, this is what I want to do. Can you help me stay on track? Or maybe you and your friend can come up with a goal that you all can do together. Whatever it takes to get done, do it. These are just a few of these wonderful, goals, tips that can get you to the goals that you want to get to. Happy New Year. Happy goal setting. Happy New Year's resolutions. Take your time, think about it, and maybe you don't have anything that you need to fix. Oh, well, no, we won't even say fix. Maybe you don't have anything that you want to do differently this year. But if you do, just go back and look at these goals and see these little tips and see what they can do to help you with your New Year's goals and resolutions. Well, that's all for today, friends. Thanks for joining, and I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time on Living Your Best Life.